Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today because I know that as a result of hearing this live, whether you watch it as a replay or you're here with me live, it's really going to support you to up level your life and your business just with this understanding. My hope is that as a result of hearing what I'm going to share tonight, that you'll become apologetically all of who you were meant to become. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I started my company over 20 years ago. And if you're new to my lives, it's nice to virtually meet you. And if you're returning, I'm so excited that you're here. Now, tonight's topic is really a good one. And I started to think about what do I believe is the number one trait, like the trait that determines success or the level of success that you can create. What is the trait that allows you to go quicker, faster, sooner? What is the trait that allows you to be the most magnetic? What is the trait that allows you to be the most attractive? What is the trait and characteristic that allows you to become more comfortable inside your skin? Do you want to know? I know you want to know. I wanted to do this live tonight because I think that a lot of times what people think it takes to be great, they miss this piece. And I hope that as a result of what I'm going to share tonight, you will show up 100% for yourself, that you will be great for yourself, to yourself. And I want you to understand this before I go live and share this live topic, is that your gifts are magnificent. They're not small gifts. And if what you're doing right now, hey there, Lisa, if what you're doing right now, you're not where you want to be, I can tell you that the reason you're not where you want to be is because you have not aligned your gift, okay, with the magnitude or the stage where you're supposed to be. All right. Are we clear? All right. So if where you are right now, you know that there is more for you, but you haven't reached it yet. It doesn't mean that it's not possible. I hope that as a result of what I'm going to share today, that you will change your thought process and how you're showing up for yourself. Now, let me be clear. This is a live for you if you have great belief in yourself. But even those of us who have tremendous belief in ourselves, you've accomplished amazing things, it doesn't mean that you're still operating at your highest and tallest place. And you know it. All right. And we're going to talk about that today. And if you're not, it means that is the reason why you know that there is more for you. You think about it often. Often you find yourself doodling what that next thing could be. Sometimes you might even find yourself confused around your purpose, even though you have what everyone else would say is enviable, right? That's right. Lisa says, aligning your gifts. Let me show that. Yeah, that's right, Lisa. And positivity, absolutely. And I'm going to interact with you guys tonight and just share with you what I have found over the years, having coached thousands of women and watching them and holding them accountable to be giants for themselves, gigantic for themselves, gigantic for their dreams. And, I believe that in order for us as women to really achieve what is meant for us, you have to show up first for yourself. And when you show up for yourself, understand that your family are going to be the benefactors of your growth, of the investments that you make in yourself, and otherwise. And a lot of us, we don't really think of it this way. I see a lot of women that use their family as a shield, they use their marriage as a shield to say no to themselves. They use their kids as a boundary to disconnect them from what will allow them to create amazing success. I'm going to go all in on that tonight. So if you are ready, okay, because I'm ready, okay. And as always, even if you're watching the replay, I want you to write, I'm ready if you're ready to hear this live tonight. Tonight, I'm going to teach very simply, what do I believe is the number one trait, right, that will influence your business and your life success the most. And I could think of tons of traits, but when I thought about for myself what I've done, and I think about what my most successful clients have done in their business, and I think, you know what? This is the one thing that they all have in common. And sometimes we don't have the opportunity to know, or to stand on someone's shoulders to know for ourselves what is that thing. But I'm going to share it with you tonight. So if you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready. And again, on any of these platforms where you're watching this, or if you're watching the replay, remember, I will see your post. All right. I'm not here to just go live and talk with myself. I'm here to speak to you and to connect with you. And I hope that there's one thing that I'll share with you that'll change everything. That's my goal. Hey, Kimberly, I'm so glad that you're here. Kimberly is ready. Is there anyone else ready? Because, like, to receive a powerful message, you got to be ready for it. And sometimes we aren't in a place in our lives to receive. And it is the reason why we stay in the exact same place over and over and over again. So, okay. So here we go. All right, here we go. I'm so excited about this one. All right. But I will tell you, here's my disclaimer, that if your feelings get hurt easily, this might not be the live for you. Okay. Because I'm going to go all in on it. And my goal is to shake your shoulders a little bit tonight so that you understand, listen, you're magnificent. All right. You're gigantic. And it's time to make sure, as Lisa said, that you're in alignment, that you're operating in true alignment, right? So that you can receive all that is available to you. There's no reason for you not to like your work. There's no reason for you to be undercharged. There's no reason for you to be unfulfilled. Any of those uns. So if you're feeling any of those things, tonight's for you, all right? Because this is the number one trait that I've seen over the years, and that I believe contributes to the greatest amount of success. Here we go. Drum roll, please. It is confidence. And I'm going to talk about confidence from the perspective of how I see what confidence is. Confidence to me is having the ability to trust yourself. Okay. Confidence is not an external exercise. Confidence is an internal ability to trust yourself. See, when we're confident, we learn to become dependent on ourselves. We know that we can rely on our gifts, on our talents, on our consistency, on our habits. You follow me, okay? Confidence to me is one of the number one traits. It is the thing that I have seen in every single one of my clients who've achieved great success, meaning they have an idea and they're charging, $25, $150, or $500 per client, and they want to charge more, $20,000 per client or more. What allows those individuals to be able to do that? Confidence. But it's not just something that's outside of themselves. It's internally, they turn on a different switch and they decide that they are going to trust themselves. They are going to lean on their gifts. They're not going to question those gifts, those talents. They're not going to doubt themselves. They're not going to believe that they need anything else outside of what it is that they already have. And they lean inward and not externally. Are you following me on this? All right. And it's the confidence that to trust yourself that allows you to make brave and bold choices. So when you see people who do the extraordinary, when you see people who are outside of the box, when you see people who are rocking their life and their dream in ways that you're like, how in the world did you do that? What made you think you could do it? I will tell you, they begin to build a muscle of self-trust. All right. And the stronger your self-trust muscle becomes, trusting yourself, trusting your decisions, knowing that I got myself into this, I can get myself out, knowing that I had this vision and I can do this, even though I can't answer anybody's questions about how, but there's a trust muscle that must happen. And when it does, it allows you to be brave in yourself, brave for the things that you want to do. What I mean, all of it is scriptural in my opinion. I think that, you can't ask for something to be given to you, right? Or seek and find something unless you're brave, okay? It takes tremendous courage to ask for what it is that you deserve. It takes vision, right? In order for you to see and talk about the thing that has not manifested yet. Are we clear? All right. So for those of you who are listening to me right now, I want you to get this, right? Like none of this is anything that's original, but when I think about this and I think about scripture and I think about my clients who are in alignment in that way, they achieve the greatest degree of success. And I'm going to tell you what confidence can look like in your life when you decide to be confident. And this is the reason why people are not confident. They don't want to trust themselves or be brave for the ideas that they have because of this. Now hear me on this. And this is the part that's going to offend somebody, but it's okay, right? It's the fact of the matter is that you notice, I want you to notice when you decide that you're going to show up 100% for yourself, for your dreams, right? You're going to choose to trust yourself. You're going to be brave and go for it, right? Notice what falls away from you, okay? Notice who falls away from you. And I will tell you that all of it is for your good. Now, let me just talk about what happens on the other side. And you guys have seen this. The moment that you become sure in who you are, and you've done it, you've seen it, you have people in your life that benefit from you not knowing all of who you are, right? You might have customers that benefit because your prices are way too low, and they're not going to tell you, okay? You might have other people who benefit in your world because if your esteem is lower, then their esteem can be higher, right? You have people who benefit because of your codependency, because you're not trusting yourself. I'm breaking this all the way down. I told you, I just wanted to talk about this tonight because I want you to notice when you decide to show up for that dream, when you've had those big ideas, when you've stated it to the world, your world, and you've watched the folks fall off, have nothing to say, okay, nothing to contribute, not adding value, or that who do you think you are, right? Child of the king, okay, like that kid, right? Like you are that. And the fact of the matter is that is all a sign that when you are operating in your purpose and in your power, that you're going to be confident, you're going to be fired up, but you do have to be brave. And the reason that so many of us shrink is because we don't like those feelings of what happens when you show up that way. Because, Deion Sanders says, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurities. And I remember the first time I heard him say that, I was like, you know what? That is about right. You got to understand that sometimes you being confident, you knowing the answer, you being gigantic in your personality, in your giftedness, in your talent and your skill, that there are moments when you're going to have people who feel that you are trying to position what you do as something greater than them. When you never said that, you never thought that. That's their insecurity. And some people, when they feel that vibe, they shrink instead of leaning into the gift, getting congruent in your community so that you're around other people that are your own ambition level and above. And I'll tell you this, I have an appetite to work with giants, and I only want to work with giants because if you are truly a giant, you love being in the company of other giants. You love watching other people win. Tell me, right? Like literally, it's so important, right? Right. Absolutely. Daughter of the King and my community and people do not shrink me. They empower me always, Deirdre. And the fact of the matter is, the thing is, you always know that where you are isn't where you're meant to be when you can't be all of who you are. And I'll tell you this 100%. I remember one time, personal story. Personal story. I was shooting for a television show, and I was relatively new at shooting, right? And this one woman comes over to me. There was a dinner reception, and this one woman comes over to me, and she had a significant media background. And she said to me something like, why are you here? Okay, because the thing is, like, she wanted to qualify me. I wasn't qualifying me. I recognized that I was on the exact same show as her. Okay. But sometimes when you're very confident in your skill and your ability, there are people who want to know, how did you get to where you are? Because you didn't go the conventional path, because you don't have to. And I will tell you, she came over to me and she wanted to know more or less my resume, like my media resume, which didn't exist because this was like a newer experience for me. And I was amazing at what I knew how to do. I just talk about what I know about from my heart, right? And I thought this was just such a powerful message to communicate. And I remember saying to her something like, wow, that's really great, all that you've done. And imagine that we're in the same show. You know what I'm saying? We got the same cameraman. Like how about that? All right. And that's all you need to say. And I want you to understand that so many of us shrink, or we believe those people who want you to qualify or get their approval before you can move forward, but they are not the answer. Okay. The only reason that you are there, the only reason you have the opportunity, the only reason you have the gifts are not even for you. The gifts are for others. All right. And the gifts are so you can touch others. And the only way you're going to be able to touch others is to fine tune your trust in yourself. Self-trust to me is an amazing gift, and it allows your confidence to shine. And let's be clear that the people who want to work with you, the people who need what you have, they're only going to come to you if you are confident. They're going to come to you because they're going to see your competence in what you do, and that comes across as confidence. And so we don't have time for the doubt and the insecurities. It doesn't mean that we don't have doubt, because let's be clear, we all do. But you're not leading with that. Does that make sense? You're understanding that who you are. I remember thinking, these people called me. I must be meant to be here. Okay. Because they could have called a million people in this world. Okay. But they called me. And so there's a reason for it. And a lot of us, when we don't have self-trust, we say, call me later. I'm not ready. I need another class. I need another certification, right? And we start doubting ourselves instead of understanding that this is the platform for you. And being brave is a significant part of the part two of the self-trust, because one part is trusting that you are exactly where you need to be and you have exactly what you need inside of yourself to rock this incredible life and do whatever it is that you want to do because you can. But the second piece is you got to be brave. And, bravery is one of those muscles that I don't think it's possible to be brave without saying yes. Okay. It's something like when I say no, I'm not necessarily being brave to what's next for me. I think about the times over the years, and whether it was, hey, we want you to do the show. And it's like, yes. Okay. Even though I don't know what I'm going to say. All right. But it was amazing. All right. Let's be clear. Or this idea, remember my very first client after I had done a deal with Panera Bread with my book and had created significant success through brand partnerships. And the first person came to me and said, can you help me write my book? I had never helped anyone write their book at that time. I've done hundreds of books to date. And I was like, yes. Okay. And I want to tell you that your bravery often will come in your yes. It often comes in your yes. It's that yes, having the courage to say, I know I could do it. I can't answer anybody's questions about the how, but I've been doing this in my mind a million times. I've been writing this on the napkin called life. This is my vision board. This is what you just said. Is it? And I know this is my time. You got to say yes. And you got to understand that sometimes when you are confident, you are going to agitate. Not because you're trying to do it. You're going to agitate someone's insecurities. There's a saying that says, when someone says, are you talking to me? It's like, are you talking to you? The only thing that resonates with you in terms of what your feelings are is what's inside of you, right? Like, let me show you guys this. Like, I have really small ears, right? And so someone said to me, Mia, you have big ears, right? Like, you have funny ears. It wouldn't even resonate. Like, it would just roll off me because I have small ears. I know who I am. Okay. I know who I am. So therefore, it doesn't matter what anyone says because I know who I am. And I think that a lot of times you got to understand that when you are being all of who yourself, the people who are offended by you playing small are benefiting in some way. right? The people who want you to mute your story, not tell the truth. I've seen it over the years. I've been able to, through my work and operating with the greatest level of intent and integrity, to show my clients exactly what I've done over the years. I only teach what I do. And many of my clients have created amazing success, not because I've said so, not because my ego needs it, because it's true. And I tell the truth. But you will find in this coaching world that you got a lot of people, they get real, their feathers get ruffled when you tell the truth. The idea that you're not hustling people, taking their money, having them in a program for months, years, right? And then nobody knows what to do, how to do it, get any steps outlined to them. When you can demonstrate that you do what you say, you better bet you're going to have those people who can't do that. You're going to irritate them. You're going to agitate them. And you got to understand that. And you got to be brave around it. You got to do it anyway. You hear me? All right. So I wanted to come on here tonight. I hope this has helped you guys. I got fired up about it because confidence is so important. I think it's the number one trait. It allows you to make powerful choices for yourself. And when we lack confidence, a lot of times our choices are not congruent with what our next level should look like. Does that make sense? It means that you're choosing something that's tall, not tall for yourself, something that's small. And as a result of it, you get it and you're like, this is not what I want. It's interesting co-creating with women and saying, what is it that you want? What could good look like for you? 1 year from now, what do you want this to be, this business? And for them to play outside of the lines of somebody telling them, well, incrementally you could do this, or you can't ask for this, or no one's buying this, or the market is saturated here. The fact of the matter is, there's no one like you. You got to understand this, all right? And there are many people who benefit to get you to believe that you are not as great as you are and you are tremendous. There is no one like you. And yes, there are tons of people out here right now who need what you have. And the reason I wanted to do this particular live is because if I can get 1 or 2 or 10 million, 10 billion to be more confident and to trust themselves and to show up gigantic for themselves and to be brave and say, yes, we're going to change this world. And we can only change it by changing ourselves. But we do that by working on our self-trust and working on our bravery. It's been the number one thing. When I say to our clients, sometimes, like somebody's charging a small amount and now I want them to charge significantly for their services. It takes bravery to do that. Like, you got to actually have a conversation with a client and ask for a gigantic sale. You've never done it before. It takes bravery, it takes self-trust. But when you know you have the ability to create results for others, when you know what you know, when you're authentic, it's easier to trust yourself. When you copy what other people do, you got to find new people to copy. There's no self-trust there. There's just doubt, insecurity, fear, jealousy, all those low-level emotions. And I always talk about the power of being all of who you are, being gigantic for yourself. I wanted to open the floor, hear your ahas, your takeaways as a result of this live tonight. Did you guys get value, or did you get value from being here tonight? I just thought about this today and I was like, I was literally like, okay, this client did this client did that. And I'm like, what do they all have? They all are confident. They all are brave. They all have read to the point they've built a muscle of self-trust that is unbreakable. They know what they know, that they know what they can do. And because of it, they can confidently walk in the direction, right, of what is available to them. And I want you to know this, that there is a layer of money and opportunity and resources available to you that you likely cannot see, and you will not see them until you become more confident. It's funny. It's like, how if you get a car and it's red, and then all of a sudden you see all these red cars. Car could be blue. All of a sudden you see red cars, blue cars. You never saw them before, or the same make and model, right? Same is true. The more you can see who you are, the more you see what's available to you. And a lot of us, there's opportunity all around us. that we just don't flat see it because we haven't done that internal work to build self-trust so we can step into the highest version. Likely even we are not in community with people our own ambition level and above. You likely maybe don't even have a coach or mentor that calls you out, right? To be gigantic for yourself. See, it's easy to call somebody out and say, be codependent, okay, on me. Like if I have a client and they just need me forever, are you kidding? Right? The goal is for the client to be so amazing that they come back for fine tuning. My clients do. On average, they come back about 3 times, right? But that's for that next goal. But they're not. We don't have a culture of codependence. It's a culture of independence. These women are giants, and those are the kind of people I want to work with. So I want to open the floor. Any ahas? What was your aha? Your biggest takeaway? I'm going to look at some of the comments that have come in, and Deirdre writes, daughter of the king in my community, and people do not shrink me. They empower me. Awesome. 100%. Let's see. Slide this down. Kim says, you're absolutely right. Everyone should want to work with giants because whomever and whatever is around you has the ability to rub off on you. We all have to do that work on ourselves so that we attract the highest and the tallest, that we don't run from it, right? Kim says, wow. Okay, Deirdre is crying, laughing, I think. And Kimberly says, exactly, and we should never undervalue the power of our experiences, never. But when we do, it's only because we haven't built self-trust. And know that the greatest thing and anything you're trying to attract, the more you grow the better you're going to be able to attract what it is you deserve. I like that. Absolutely. So glad you came on tonight. Awesome. Any other comments, ahas, takeaways as a result of being here tonight? I want to thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here. Kim says your takeaway tonight was to build the trust muscle, right? It's so important. It's very important. And it's an important part of being successful. And I think that people who are in your world relationally, they want people that are growing. One of the things that I've heard over the years is, sometimes if you change, people are like, you changed. It's like, yeah, and you didn't. Okay. Sometimes you change and the people in your world haven't changed. All right. And because they haven't changed, but you've changed, meaning you built your self-trust muscles. You're working on your belief system. You're out here doing the work. Yeah. You look at the world differently because of it. And it's a great thing. And getting yourself in community with people that are like-minded. So it's very important. And there should be more than one room for people to be great. I love hanging around really awesome and great people. I'm working on that, feeling more confident. Yep. And the way we do that is we practice saying yes more, right? Now, that's not yes more to the things that don't fulfill us, don't bring us joy. But we say yes and lean in more to the things that we're like, really? Me? You ever had those God moments where you're like, really? God? Really? Okay. Me? Yes, you. Okay. Really, really important to be able to embrace that and to be able to step into it 100%. And I am all about it. I wake up in the morning thinking about what am I going to do today to show the highest and tallest for myself. All right. What is it that I'm meant to do? The calling that's on my life. How can I use it the highest place each and every day? And where can I be? Where's the right place for me to be so that I can be directly in front of the right people who need what I have easily and effortlessly? Because I want to tell you something. What is meant for you is easy. There's no struggle. Okay. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people like to say when they're building something, like I'm struggling. Listen, that's a state of mind. Ask yourself, if you were to release that struggle in your thought process, you would release it in your life. The reality is what I attract comes to me easily and effortlessly, consistently, and on a daily basis, right? Like literally, it just flows like water, right? And I want you to think about what you want in your life from that perspective. And I hope that as a result of hearing this live tonight, it's got you pumped, like you're thinking differently. And no matter if you're watching this as a replay, I want to hear from you. Share this with another person that will benefit, will benefit. Be that kind of friend. We need that kind of friend. Last call, final call. Any ahas, takeaways, any comments before I sign off? I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. So excited that I had the opportunity to come on this Monday and share with you, just an aha takeaway, something that's near and dear to me. And I hope that you can use it. All right. Have a great and an amazing night. And I love you. Talk to you soon.